Miriam is a regular visitor here. She is one of Morocco's first women preachers appointed by the government to promote a moderate, more tolerant version of Islam.
Our role is to fight extremism. We do this by teaching the women here, most of whom are illiterate, the true Islam, the religion of moderation and compassion.
Today's sermon is about ablution. Miriam tells the worshippers that cleansing one's soul of evil is far more important than the actual washing process that precedes Muslim prayers 5 times a day. Her words, filled with encouragement and optimism, a far cry from the hate rhetoric that some radical clerics have been feeding Moroccan Muslims. The 2003 Casablanca bombings marked a turning point in the government's willingness to tolerate radical teachings. The attacks directed at Jewish and foreign targets killed at least 45 people, injured dozens, and reduced this building, a popular Casablanca nightclub, to rubble. Since then, the government has monitored all mosque sermons and replaces radical clerics with other imams and murshidas like Miriam.
Now women are having access to the masses, guiding them, preaching among them, and among men as well. So religiosity is not anymore a gender issue, it's a human issue.
Outside Casablanca's King Hassan Mosque, the Islamic world's 3rd largest, a sea of worshippers streams out after Friday noon prayers. We gauged their views about the murshidas.
In Islam, men and women are equal.
It's an excellent initiative as long as they don't challenge men. For instance, women should not be allowed to lead prayers. That's a man's role.
While they're allowed to preach in mosques, leading prayers remains out of the realm of the female clerics. That task is strictly reserved for the imams or male preachers. Leading prayers is strictly a male domain and will remain so, says this murshida. Murshidas are trained at this centre in Rabat, affiliated with the Ministry of Islamic Affairs. The intense year-long curriculum includes Islamic studies, law, psychology, sociology and computer skills. It is specifically designed to prepare the new clerics for the difficult task ahead, ridding society of extremists.
We urge youth to become productive members of their society and to reject fundamentalism, a foreign value that is alien to Islam.
True jihad is the struggle to serve one's religion and one's nation to the best of one's ability, says this murshida. The murshidas attending this astronomy class alongside their male counterparts are to graduate in April. They will join 100 women now preaching across Morocco. Their work will not be confined to the mosque.
We visit hospitals, prisons and schools, reaching out to those in difficulty, those most in need of guidance.
Like Morocco's downtrodden and poor, who live in desolate conditions in ghettos across the country. It's in ghettos like this one, lacking in basic services and infrastructure, that the work of the women preachers takes on added significance. Rampant poverty and high unemployment make slum areas like Sidi Mu'min fertile ground for the recruitment of extremists. The youth here tell us that there's no future for them in Morocco.
No work, no education. The only solution is to emigrate to Europe. There's no hope for us here.
In the West, they have everything. Work, education, opportunities. What do we have here?
Fathallah Arslan is a member of the outlawed Islamist Justice and Charity Party. He commends the role of the murshidas, but stresses the need to address what he sees as the underlying causes of radicalism.
Youth become radical because they have no open horizon, because they are marginalized by society, because they feel rejected, because illiteracy rates are high. It's also because they have no freedom, they are oppressed, and it's because of the social injustice.
Parliament Deputy Mustafa Ramid of the Islamic Justice and Development Party agrees.
We need to work to improve economic and social conditions.
To support his argument, he shows us an opposition newspaper article about the arrests of suspected extremists. He feels these arrests are unjustified. The Murshidas also face another great challenge, gaining the trust of skeptics.
The official religious discourse lacks credibility in the Arab world. The Murshidas are part of that discourse in which the public has no confidence. Extremists are capitalizing on the people's rejection of the official discourse and are winning the masses over to their side.
Bridging the gap between that official religious discourse and popular attitudes is vital, Zarif says, adding that that can only be attained by allowing Islamist movements to have representation in politics and a role in public life. Without that, the analysts say, the Murshida's work will remain merely cosmetic. Only by eradicating oppression, illiteracy and poverty, they say, can the Murshidas and the government of Morocco hope to wipe out religious fanaticism. Shahira Amin, CNN, Rabat.